depression, telling no. Self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no. Diabetes and cancer, oh, telling no. Depression, telling no. Self-hatred, oh, telling no, yeah. Mental illness, telling no. Diabetes.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. We are back again. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We have a lot to talk about today. I got my sis from another miss joining me today, Ecstasy Snow, baby. If you do not know who she is a major part of Green Lynx family over here. And we are going to be discussing something that I saw on social media. How you feeling this morning, bro?
Oh, real good, real good. You know, we be lifing. We be lifing.
For real.
Yeah,
I do have on 2 earrings. I know it looked like I may not, but I do have on 2 earrings.
Yeah, lifing this morning. We was a reality show this morning.
It really was. It really is. Man, the enemy is so cunning and always at it, but God. If God woke you up this morning, let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. Okay?
Yes, definitely out here lifing, doing good, and you know what I'm saying, packing up, getting ready to get on the road this weekend, and being in my hometown for the week. Birthday, graduation. You know what I'm saying, and studio and working, and
it's gonna be a celebratory week for you next week.
Yeah.
You got a lot to be grateful and thankful for.
Oh yeah, always. Then I got to come back 2.5 weeks after that to come back for the Taste of Lackawanna.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. Definitely looking forward to the Taste of Lackawanna. That is happening in our hometown because we adopted Franklin, our hometown of Lackawanna, New York, on June 1st. Big shout out to Keisha Ayers, Wade Turner, and all of them over there who has made the Taste of Lackawanna so successful, and it's growing. I believe it's in its 17th year right now. Some of you out there watching may not even be 17 years old or may remember when it first started. So I'm very, very happy that we are going to be a part of that. The Taste of Lackawanna vendors, if you have not already gotten in contact with Keisha Ayers on Facebook, make sure you do that. She is on social media. The Taste of Lackawanna is happening right down at the Taggart Playground in the Baker Homes. If you are familiar with my hometown of Lackawanna, it is in the First Ward, not too far from Ridge Road. Be there or be square. Get the best food ever.
Oh yeah. They be grilling. I think the last time I went to the Taste of Lackawanna, I believe was 2017. I think. Last time I went there, and the Golden family was they was doing the deep fried Oreos and Twinkies, and the Golden family is out there, and and at that time I believe Mama Goldie was still living at the time. She was just sick, and then I was always asking about my other mama. I got a lot of mommies in Lackawanna.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of mommies in Lackawanna. You know what I'm saying? Recipes, Mama Hall, recipe, Mama Golden. Say yo mama, my mama. You know what I'm saying? D-Ron, Bobby Adams, mama, my mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know her name. I call her mama every time I see her. It's like, hey, ma, hey. Yeah, I call her. I call her mom. I just call her mama. She already knows who she see me. She called me her son. She still call me Humpty.
He said he gonna be through back to 300 pounds. Hey, Bessie, you not gonna be no 300 pounds.
So
we got a lot to talk about today. We have Ecstasy. Ecstasy, I know you said you were having some issues. It looked like she's still stuck. Yeah, I think she's still having some phone issues. So let's get her out and hopefully she can come back in. So Grandis, everybody, I'm gonna have to stay here most. Okay, no problem, love. You always are very helpful in the chat, so thank you for that. I want to go ahead and get into the conversation. This was a post that I saw. Hey, best friend, on the Neighborhood Talk. Huge shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. I follow them on social media because they have a lot of different news articles and some of the craziest news articles. And this one that I stumbled across, I was like, this might be a really good conversation, especially with Mother's Day coming. Hey, Miss Beverly, how are you? Especially with Mother's Day coming, a lot of people think of the word mom as the person who have had to carry you and have you. But I was thinking about this as I was doing my life in this morning, that mom doesn't necessarily mean, to be a mom does not necessarily mean you had to have had that child. I know aunties and grandmas and cousins that are in that role of mom, because sometimes the mother is unable, or the parents are unable to care for that child. So the child has to grow up under different circumstances. This particular story I want to bring to you all just to get you thinking. A lot of times, especially in our culture, Black culture, we don't necessarily give our kids up for adoption. We don't necessarily do that. A lot of times for us, the child has to be forcefully removed from, he said he already paid for his table. I know that's right, that burger dude. That's where we were at last year.
Yeah. We gotta try to sit up next to you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying, we're doing a live show and do some live cooking. Have a cooking show on a morning show. You know what I'm saying?
We should do it that day, because me and Melvin been talking about that. I definitely want to get him in his element. But going back to the story, I was thinking about this because a lot of times we don't necessarily give our kids up. They have to be forcefully taken. But what happens when you do decide to give your child up? For me, I because I've seen kids in horrible conditions with their parents, and think to myself, that child may thrive in a better environment. A lot of times as parents, we can be selfish and we want to hold on to something, or we don't want that judgment. So we want to have the kids in these traumatic environments, in these toxic environments, and in environments that we ourselves don't even want to live in. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video really quickly, just so you guys can see what it was that I saw on social media. And then let's open up the discussion. Ecstasy was trying to be on the show, but unfortunately, she's having some technical issues, but that's okay. We're going to continue on. So let me go ahead and share my screen and get right into the discussion.
Yeah.
I hope everybody, what was your thoughts when you first saw it this morning, bro?
Some people, going through some mental things, that'd be right decisions, thinking about the kids first. You got to go through something. She going to college and she, she can't handle it right now. Some people can't.
And that's okay.
And that's all right. That's okay. It's, at least the kid's going to be safe. She still want to be in their life. That's awesome. She still want to help out. That's amazing too. I don't have no problem with that. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Let's get right and be balanced.
That part. So let's go on into let me take this off.
Hard, this is killing me.
Yeah.
But it's for the better. It's for me to get my life better and focus on my schooling, my career, my health. Number one, my health, so I don't fucking die, because I can't do shit for them if I'm dead.
Yeah.
I can't stop stressing if I don't have help. So it's like, and it's like the dads didn't want to help me. They wanted to see me beat. I done lost everything so many fucking times. But you know what? Like I said, I'm going to come back for them. And as far as the whole foster home thing, will it be open? Will I still be able to see them, bring them gifts and stuff?
What they'll do is they'll set up visitation for you, usually here at the agency or a designation place, whatever the court orders. And you'll be able to see them weekly.
Okay, that's even better, that I can still see them.
Oh yeah, you'll get to see them,
and I can still provide for them, right?
Correct. You
Birthdays,
bring them gifts, and have all that. Because
it's only so much I can do. I just finished my last medical class today, so it's I just have to study for my
What school did you go to?
I'm in 2 different colleges right now. One is through OSU for my national medical assistant license.
Okay, but if you want to chill back here, I just gotta go interview the kids that talk to me. I know the little ones won't be able to.
And if you ask Alex, it'll be everything from dinosaurs to Siren Head. But you'll see what I'm talking about. They're intelligent.
Yeah, they seem like good kids.
They are into because they like because you know I told you we watch documentaries and stuff, so they are into a lot of Greek mythology, in like Indian myths and folklore. So
I know Greek mythology. I'm pretty good at it. So.
Yes. So sometimes if you have to try to open the light or something, you know. And I made sure I told them that earlier. I made sure I told them that there's nothing wrong. And they didn't do anything wrong. And I don't want them to think that they're not enough because they're everything I ever wanted. I'm coming back for them. I don't care. Y'all, I'm telling you respectfully from my mouth, whatever hoops you guys throw at me, no matter how you guys try to spin it, I'm coming back for my kids and I am going to get my kids. So I blocked all my sisters. I blocked all my family because I don't like none of them bitches. I don't give a fuck about none of them bitches. I'm cool. I cut my ties with family. I cut my ties, obviously, unfortunately, with my kids. I don't have a boyfriend, but the nigga I was fucking, that nigga, I cut my ties with him. You know what? If the dads didn't fucking care, why the fuck do I gotta care? And you know, it's sad because I do fucking care. I obviously fucking care. I love the fuck out of them. And I'm gonna come back for my babies and I'm gonna get them the fuck.
Okay. Let's open up the discussion. It's not easy. I'm sure it could not be easy for her to have done that. I respect a woman or a person who decides, who makes the decision that it is not about them. It is really about the safety and well-being of a child. We hear these stories about moms driving into lakes, killing their kids, moms suffering with postpartum, you know, parents unlifing their children. Would you rather that happen, or would you rather her just give up the kids? Yes, in a perfect world, everybody would be raising their children. Everybody. But if we are being honest with ourselves, think about somebody that you know raised some kids and think about how those kids turned out. Do you think the child might have been better off in a more stable environment? Because sometimes that is the issue. Kids need stability. The kids are like flowers, like roses. They need to be nurtured and they need to be loved on in order for them to grow up to be healthy, productive adults. But a lot of times, especially in our culture, I know one person who actually gave their child up for adoption and she went back and got her child. Other than that, I don't know anybody in our culture that actually gave their kids up. I know more people who kids have gotten taken from the home because they were living in squalor. And I mean, they were sitting there, babies sitting in Pampers for days. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to put a child through that? Give the child up. I respect that. That burger dude said he finds it weak. I mean, open it up for discussion.
That burger dude is mental health. That is the weak. You know what I mean? When you go through mental health, that is the weak. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that, you got to get help so you can be strong in that mental state. And she wasn't. So, you know, I salute her for that. She thought about the kids first, thought about her health first. And that's important because if she didn't do this and let that week take over, like Vette Green said, she gonna life herself in those kids.
That part.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a good decision.
I've seen both ends. I've seen kids get taken out of the home, get forcefully taken out of the home, never to return. I've also seen parents where the kids were taken out of the home and they have been successful at getting their life together because they just needed a break. Everybody does not have a stable environment. Parents right now are really out here alone because their own parents didn't have the ability to take care of them and they're still off in the streets. If you don't have anybody to help you, I think a lot of us look at situations from our own experience and we think, that couldn't be me. Oh, that like I would never do that. I can remember thinking like that because I'm at home with 6 kids and I'm like, man, I can't give up my kids. Everything I did was for my kids. Even now when I'm out and about in the way I move, it's with the intention that I am going to leave a legacy for my children. But we also have to be honest with ourselves and realize that everybody does not come from stable environments. And yes, in a perfect world, even those who don't come from stable environments would be able to get themselves together. But we are not being realistic if we think that is going to happen. Realistically, is that when you don't grow up in a stable environment, chances are that you are going to raise your child in that very same environment that you grew up in, even though you detest it. But we do what we see. We don't always do what we hear. We do what we see. And that's when you get those generational change. I can think back to entire families where the kids have ended up in the system. Their kids end up in the system, and then so on and so forth. Like 3, 4, 5 generations this happens to. Hey, Miss Arkansas, thank you for coming up. My baby is in here. Oh, and how dare you, Pano? I got a candle lit. You can't tell though. That burger dude said, I come from a single parent struggle. I have 3 kids. I would live in a car or a cardboard box with them before I would ever leave their destiny up to strangers or the systems. I feel the same way. That burger dude. But I also realize what we come from. And it does. Think about some of the people we grew up with, that burger dude. And think about the struggle that they had in their homes. Their moms and their dads was out on cocaine. I think you and I were definitely one of the lucky ones coming up out of the projects. We were one of the lucky ones because we do have parents. We did have a mom that loved us and taught us right from wrong. On top of that, that burger dude mom is also a pastor. So I think you and we come from similar backgrounds where we've seen our moms struggle. I saw my mom struggle and make it happen. But that was the stability as well, because we saw our moms struggle and make it happen. I'm thinking about those young men and women that I grew up with who didn't have a mom and dad struggle and make it happen. The struggle beat them.
Right.
Those are the kids that I'm thinking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Listen, mama, to this day, my mama say, mama's baby, daddy's maybe, okay? If you have, and this is coming from my mom taught me to be a strong woman. If I make these babies, those are my responsibilities.
That's right.
I never even take my oldest daughter father for child support because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in making a man take care of their child. I just don't. My mama taught me to take care of my kids, take care of my responsibilities. I'm not gonna take no man for child support. For what? You know this baby here. Why am I gonna take you for child support? I'm gonna do it on my own. But I also understand that there are some women in here. There's some women and men, because I don't want to just generalize it to men, because there's dads out here who for whatever reason, the mom never had the child. And then the dad decide that they can't even take care of the child, put the child in the system. And that may not even be the perfect environment for them. But I feel it may be
I've been in the system most of my life. And I also been on child support where the child support don't care about me. Child support don't care about that child or you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all, a lot of people that's on child support, the mothers, they happy with that $25 or they happy with that $80 and they're happy with whatever money they're getting, but it's more than just the child support. Because I was paying child support, but child support to me is being there for that child and having a relationship, and that got taken away from me from the controlling of baby mamas and her families, and you know what I'm saying, and whatever situation they assumed that I was doing, you know what I'm saying, and then to put the system involved and all that, that's not helping either.
Mm-hmm.
That's a control.
My thing is, child support is supposed to be for that child.
It's
but
not for the
I see
child.
a lot of women, I didn't do it, but I see a lot of them, they get that little check, they be so happy, they go buy their marijuana or they weave or whatever. They do everything for them instead of for that child.
Mm-hmm.
And then my thing is, if you're a father, you ain't gonna have to get them folks your money. You gonna take care of your kid anyway. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what that heifer doing. You know what I'm saying? If she acting up, then you put the white folks in y'all business. Don't wait for her to put them in your business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my
wait
lawyer,
like dad be dad or whatever.
shout out to my lawyer that I had. My lawyer told me I'm one of the fathers in the state of New York that changed the certain laws of child support. You know what I mean? And shout out to attorney Gibson and Gibson. Is right next to the Buffalo Convention Center. His office. Him and his brother, his lawyers, Gibson and Gibson. He told me I was one of the ones who changed a lot of the laws that's going on in the state of New York because of the system, how they treated me and how they, let the mother control the case, because I couldn't afford a lawyer and all that. So when I finally had custody of my daughter, who's graduating Tuesday, had temporary custody of her in her teenage years, that's the only reason them doors was opening, because I had custody in the courts and they had that paperwork. And so now I had the opportunity to fight this child support case that number one, it was controlled for me not to even see my kids. No matter, because in the 90s, you had to have a lawyer to see. Okay, they didn't have the program like it is now, so they had the upper hand on everything.
I got 3 children by the same man, and me and him ain't together and would never be together. But I don't hate him; he don't hate me. You know what I'm saying? He's still in their lives, even though they grown. I didn't keep them away from him or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? He been there and was there and all that. He even helped me with my first child, which wasn't his. And my oldest son still respects him for that. I thank God I wasn't that type of person, because I done seen so many that is. You know what I'm saying? And thank God that you and your baby had a chance to get that relationship that's really needed. Every child needs a father, whether you're a girl or a boy. You know what I'm saying? My dad been gone a while, and I'm grown, and I still wish I had him here.
I want to get into some of these comments. Let me go back up to the top, starting with mental health is something that needs care. She put her children first. No way would she be able to handle her children with no village to help. Let's be real. That part, Teresa. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. That part, I think that is what a lot of us forget, that it really does take a village to raise these kids. I thank God that I had the support system to help me, because I had 2 sets of twins, and my kids, they were all like 3 years apart. Got one out of Pampers, pregnant again, and I'm having them 2 at a time. It took a village to be able to raise them into what they are now, who they are now. And I knew that this was going to open up some flood doors for some people, because we are all looking at this from a different point of view. Some of us are looking at it from a child point of view, a dad's point of view, with our own experience.
Right.
No, I would never give up my kids. Absolutely not. But that comes from me being raised the way that I was raised. I wasn't raised. I was raised in although we lived in the projects and the struggle was real, I had a very good support system. So, but there's a lot of people that I do know that I was raised around, that I've seen, that they did not have that support system. They were not taught how to be a parent. They weren't taught certain things. And you can say, oh, if you have a baby, you're a parent. Yeah, but if you don't have an example of what it looks like to be a mom or a dad, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Hey, DJ Larry Loud. Ecstasy said, I hate when people look at my situation and call me a bad mother. Ecstasy, what other people think about you is not your business, honey. It's what you think about you that is your business.
You know what, Queen? I thank God I had my mother and older sisters and stuff like that, and some neighbors, my godmother and people like that I could lead the kids with, because they probably would have been in a home somewhere. And I might say, hey, I'm going to do this and do that, and then be going to a party or go smoke my weed with somebody or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't down this lady or whatever, but my thing is, once they get in there, they're just like jail. Once they get in there, it's hard to get out. And then everybody that enter into them places ain't promised to come out a good person. Joker just happened to be one, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen others that gave their testimonies how they became a good person. And I've seen and heard testimonies where they just came out doing everything but the right thing. So it just depends on who you are and who you grow up to be and all that good stuff. You know, sometimes you can't put it on your parents, and sometimes you can't even learn from some of
them. That part.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they always say, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make that horse drink the water.
Not at all. Mommy said, good morning. I believe it's better to put the child in the system if you are going through things and don't think you can handle things. If not, that child may end up unlife by your own hands. Thank you, Mommy. Yes, I think
that's true.
Sometimes I wish that my mother put me in the system when I was younger.
You feel like you would have been a different person?
Oh yeah, I think I would have. Been a little bit different. I believe that I would have. I probably would have been better education wise. I probably would have been better independent wise. You know what I mean? Because I had to learn. After the system, I had to learn everything on my own through experience, people around me, you know, my peers and that nature, which I didn't. I think I did an amazing job, even being homeless, where I'm at right now. But I think I wouldn't probably been homeless. I wouldn't experience that, and I believe that I would have been better in different areas of my life. But going through what I've been through growing up, what my mom's, I wish she would have did that. You know, and I think she had fear of doing that.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah, you know, I would have been a little bit different because she, you know, said those who don't know my story, I talk about it all the time. Very vulnerable in the story. You know, my mom abused me continuously, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? No reason whatsoever, and that's why I act up in school, and that's why I did the things I've done growing up. You know what I mean? And then I had a mentality that I didn't care about nothing, even in my life. So it got to the point that I was ready for my dad. I was ready for my mother to kill me. You know what I mean? I was ready for that. You know what I mean? Because you know it came close. You know what I mean? And you know, and then you know, finally when they came to get my sister, and then a couple weeks later they came and got me at the age of 11. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to deal with the system, and that was fearful. You know what I mean? You know, being in the system, don't know nobody, seeing people getting straight jackets and getting the, you know, and also getting abused in the system too. You know what I mean? And so I had to have my guard up at all times, and I was always defending myself physically, mentally. You know what I mean? All the time as being a young black man in the system. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Joker.
Yeah, you know.
I'm glad everybody's in the chat. One of the things that I want to bring to attention is what Big Mike said. He said, what people don't understand is that it's a design to break up black and brown families. Yes, that is true too. He also said, if you go to these foster organizations, count how many white kids are there. That is the unfortunate reality about black and brown kids in the system. They do not get adopted out as quickly as the white kids do. And that's just the fact of the matter.
And you know, and on top of that, I felt that I was getting bullied at home and bullied in the system too. You know, back then they had gangs, you know, going on. The gangs was different. Thank God it wasn't a lot of guns going on at the time, but I had to protect myself everywhere I went. I was always fighting. You know, between me and my sister, I was always fighting. I think and then by the time I went into the system, you know, and it got better. You know, me being and doing better as being with myself and going to the group home and started being in the public, and then I changed a little bit, but it was tough. It was tough. It was very confusing. I didn't know who to trust. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, a lot of people in the system now, I believe, they got a lot of people that been through some things. I think the system now is a little different. I think it's more balanced now. You know, as I can see, because a lot of the people that's in the system now, they've been through. They got people that work there that been through with that peer, that kid that been through. And it's easy to talk to them, and it's easy to get help now in that area. Back then, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
Did you feel a sense of relief when you were finally removed? I know you spoke that there were fear, but was there?
No, it was a relief. It was worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm now facing the world, like,
right.
You know what I mean, with no guidance. Like they teach you independent living. Okay, that's cool. They teach you how to cook and how to sew and all that. It's good to know those things. But when you get out here and don't know how to get an apartment and you know talk to, and the resources wasn't the same like it is now in the 90s. You know what I mean? You still needed that. You still needed that guidance and help, and I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? I did everything by just learning on my own pretty much, and you know what I mean. And then when you do make these mistakes, I don't call them mistakes. I don't call my kids mistakes. I call them blessings.
Right.
I'm not calling them a mistake. But I dealt with how I dealt with, you know what I'm saying, and me going downtown trying to be responsible of what to do. We didn't have those resources. So the whole time my baby mamas ran every case, and I didn't have no guidance on nothing. They would let you like I said, it's not like it is now. Like you couldn't get a lawyer because of this. You couldn't get a lawyer. You had to get it out of pocket. They was on the mother's side at all times in the late 80s and the 90s. You know what I mean? That transition didn't change until like 2000. And that's when the cases started changing. And that's how I won my case. In 2014. Now I won my first case. And then ever since then, they've been seeing what's going on with the system, with the fathers and everything else, and what the kids was going through. And shout out to Judge, I forgot her name, Italian judge. She's a very awesome judge in Buffalo. She's one of the best judges when it comes to custody for kids, and she had my back. You know what I mean, through the whole thing. Cause when she got into that chair, that's when everything was transitioning. She was seeing what was going on with these fathers that actually want to be fathers, as good fathers, but they was labeled as not from their control. And that's me. Yeah.
Wow.
Now my kids understand. Like my oldest son, he don't understand. He's brainwashed to this day. He won't have no relationship with me whatsoever because of that. But my youngest son and my middle son and my daughters have a better understanding with it now, especially my oldest daughter who's graduating Tuesday. She very understands to see what's going on. And she talks to her brothers and sisters about it all the time. Like, none of this was daddy's fault. You know what I mean? And they can't grab on to that. And like I said, it's their decision. I do whatever I can do.
You know what?
Whatever I can do. And that's that. Now it's they got to do their part now. So
right. My baby boy told me, he said, I wish I wasn't here. I said, well, leave Arkansas. I'm talking about in this world. I said, I wish you had showed me a sign for your dad to put you in, because I sure would have spit you on a napkin or did something with you. I wouldn't have just had you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't be telling me how you wish you wasn't here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All the problems I had to have bringing you into this world.
Yeah.
I could have gladly got rid of you, which I don't believe in that either. But if I felt that you felt that way, I wouldn't have carried you 9 months to find it out.
Yeah. So it's at the end of the day is like I tell my son. I talked to my son the other day that's incarcerated. We him had a long conversation. He tried
this
to tell
one incarcerated.
He tried to tell his brother all the time that it's up to you. Daddy did what he do. I have a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? My big sis Bree got a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? KK got a half a relationship with me. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, sometimes we only control. Whatever I can control, I makes it happen every time. But if my son don't want to talk, I can't make him talk. And you know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's when it go back to saying, "Go ahead, sister."
No, I was saying there's a transition that has to happen when you're a child. And
you know what I do? I thank God for all 4 of mine. I thank God they all grown. But when they start talking back and want to fight back and all that good stuff, I do just like Mama used to say, I'm getting you back to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna make me go crazy or have a heart attack or blood clot and all this stuff, worrying with you and your foolishness.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times as kids, we want our parents to be perfect. We want everything to be perfect. And then we become adults and we have our own kids. And that's when we can look back.
Oh my God.
Say, oh, wow. Okay. Maybe mommy had something there. You know, maybe I wasn't as hard on mommy as I was, or daddy as I was. I think until our kids have kids themselves, they will not be able to put themselves into a parent role, because it is a very unique role. You can be a woman, you can be a man, but being a parent or having the responsibility for another person like that is a different hemisphere. You have to walk in those shoes before you can understand the complexity of it, because a lot of times our parents have come from stuff, you know what I mean? Not saying that it's okay that a lot of us have gone through the things that we have gone through. I'm just saying, just take a step back and think about where your parents, their thinking that they came from, the trauma that they had to experience, especially if you have parents that were growing up 40, 50 years from now, 40, 50 years ago, you know, they experienced a lot of stuff.
You're right.
Sometimes we just have to let it go and move on.
And people don't understand the time I did have my son back in the day. That like one of the days is like I used to take him to the movies, or we used to go to places and all that, and then we used to make it a whole day thing. And baby mamas didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is my day.
They messed it up.
Yeah, they missed my day. And the time that people see me with my son in Lackawanna, I had to debo that. You know, after we went to the movies, I take him to Lackawanna. They used to play with the Golden family and the Hall family's kids, and you know what I'm saying? Joshua, he was definitely all over Lackawanna with me at that time. And them times I had to pretty much sneak and bring him out to spend time with him. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you get those parents who will use the child as collateral.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be with me, you can't see your child, or you don't want to pay such and such, you can't see your child.
That's what it was. Oh, that's exactly what it was.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, I already know.
But you know what my mother used to say? Like, I wasn't no bad kid, for real. I just was hot in the pants. I wanted the boys. Then I, start boosting and different stuff like that. But I wasn't disrespectful to her. I hide it and stuff till she find out. But like she used to say, just wait till you start having your own kids. Oh my God, I didn't know what she meant till I had that daughter.
Yes.
It'll bring you back. I tell everybody, just tell your parents I'm sorry.
Come on. Now them boys, they love the ground I walk on. That baby boy, he going through changes because he incarcerated. And I understand, because I've been down that same road. You know what I'm saying? Thought the world was against me. Thought when nobody trying to help me. Didn't nobody love me. So I was talking crazy too. So I just keep him prayed up. But other than that, them boys love the ground I walk on. That daughter of mine, I had to do a lot of praying and crying and praying and crying. But now she getting to see it because her oldest son, I'm the only one can calm him down. Oh, baby, he take her through. But then I smiled because I thought about what she was taking me through.
Yeah.
From the label.
It comes back.
Yeah.
It comes back.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So those kids out here thinking you out here getting away with stuff and working your parents' nerve, just know that when you had that child, it comes right back. Whatever you do.
Oh my God, worse.
It comes right back on you.
Wow.
Right back on you.
But one day I hope that young lady, if this, get herself together and that her children will forgive her. Because sometimes when you get rid of your kid or do wrong by your kid, it's hard to forgive.
Yeah.
And
No doubt.
I pray that they see the good in it, not that she went out partying or whatever. Because maybe that was some kind of stress relief for her. Ain't no telling. She probably just did it that one time and somebody saw her. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, my prayers with her and her children, that one day they will reunite and everything will be well. I don't down nobody no more, man. I'm trying to do right, and I want to just make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I always say I got to pray for people now instead of trying to tear them up or tear them down.
That part, miss. That's growth. That part.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Vette Green Show.
I want to go outside. Holding you in my arms, I get lost in your eyes, girl. I touch your hand, you grab my fingers, and your touch, it was oh so sweet. Every time you smile, you reminded me that every day I thank God for my blessing, oh precious to you. Baby, wanna give all I got.
That was a fitting song. Thank you for playing that, bro.
Yeah, that's a song I'm gonna walk the aisle with my baby girl that's graduating when she get married. We gonna walk the aisle with that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, listen, let me share this real quick. I put my Netflix back on my account so I can watch the Cat Williams thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why after 2 minutes of it, I unsubscribed again? I did that with the Monique so-called special, Lunel so-called special. I unsubscribed.
Was it good?
Why will I unsubscribe?
No, I'm talking about the show. Teresa said, Lola Rue showed me how to appreciate my parents even more now that she's experienced what I had to go through, and our relationship is filled with an unbreakable bond. I pray for that young lady for spiritual growth and understanding and hope the best for her kids. There's something else Teresa said up here that I want to go back to because it made me think like, man, you know, it's true. Like, this is because my mom always say this, like, experience is the best teacher. Mm-hmm. And Teresa, thank you for saying that. Yes, generation parental growth is only through experience. That's a huge statement right there. That's a powerful statement right there, because we do learn from experience. But I just always like to go back to, we can't judge from our own experience because we are made the way we are made. At the end of the day, there's going to be people who may not be as strong as you yourself is. everybody's not you. Yeah, that's something that I had to learn also, which helped me not to place judgment so quickly on people. Not to say that I'm not human and I don't, be like, oh, why did they do that? But then I have to bring myself back and be like, I'm looking at it from my lens. I'm looking at it from based off of all the experiences that I've ever had. I raised 6 kids. I had a mom who did what she had to do and continues to do what she had to do. The women around me are very, very strong. So I'm viewing things from my lens. So if I'm viewing things from my lens and I'm looking at this story of this young woman who's given up her children because she's saying that she can't deal with it. Yeah, that experience part of me, I'm going to be like, I raised my kids and I had 6 of them. That's what I'm going to be thinking about. If I take it back to, okay, maybe she didn't come from a stable environment and maybe she knows that she's at her breaking point right now. You can tell she did not want to do it. You can tell she didn't want to do it. She was, and she's like, she's talking to the lady, but at the same time,
she still want to do stuff for her children and be with them.
Yeah.
She
Exactly,
just needs somebody to help her with them, and that's the only thing she can think of. Shit, I can't get my mom, I can't get my sister, I can't get this and that, but let me let these people help me. I'd rather for her to do that than to end up taking them out and herself out.
Yeah,
it's still hope,
Yeah, and maybe it's not the perfect environment, but it may be a better environment for the kids.
Man, ain't no telling what God gonna do with that thing. She probably didn't have a decent place for them to lay. You know what I'm saying? By the time they get back together, God might be blessed her with a big, beautiful home, all kind of stuff. You never know what God's plan is.
Teresa said that part, Queen. No judgment can be placed on someone else's journey. There's definitely power in prayer. I promise y'all. Yes. Again, there is hope for the kids.
Prayer changes things. That's why I like the word push. Pray until something happens.
Amen. 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 Thank you, bro, for sharing your experience also, because you hear it
that
from
means a lot, especially being a part of his life now.
Yeah, and as a father.
And right.
You were able to share your experience.
Part of the life of especially my youngest son, my oldest son. That's still a battle. That's in God's hand. I can't do nothing with that one.
Right. No, I say I'm a part of your life now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Appreciate y'all. Y'all my
but
sisters.
I know what you're saying. That's like my baby boy. Now my mama raised me in church. Like I say, I got to know God for myself. I teach my children about my experience with God or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know they got to get to know him for themselves. My son. Now, God done brought him through about 10 of them years. He been in there like half of his life. He go to the parole board on the 24th of this month. If they deny him, he got 2 years left. He did the whole 15 years. Anyway, now he want to say God ain't real and Jesus this and Jesus that. I said, you know what? Get off my phone. I ain't going to even fight. God can fight his own fights.
Yeah, that's not a battle you can fight. Some people have they feel like they've been left by God.
Come on now.
I was in that space before, and then I got myself together. It took some time, but I got myself together. And one thing I do know, and I'm here to tell all of you, even if you are watching the replay, is if you can't trust nobody, what you can do is trust God. A lot of times it's God waiting on us. We are not waiting on God. God ain't never, ever left me. It was Vette.
Ain't that right?
Come on now.
That's right.
He able to do everything but fail. And he always give us a warning before destruction. But we always sometimes ignore that warning.
Come on now.
Yeah, all the time.
That's the part.
All the time.
I heard different stuff and I just shake my head and go on and do it. Then I have to cry and ask him to get me out of it.
That part, Miss Arkansas. That part. But that's a relationship that you have to establish on your own.
On your own. But baby, if you taste him, you ain't gonna taste nothing like it. I'm telling you, it's a feeling that you got. I'm telling you, I done tried drugs, I done tried alcohol, I done tried no good Negroes, I done tried everything. But ain't nothing that I done tried out of these 55 years of living have done me like the good Lord is doing me.
Okay. I put a post up some years. Oh, go ahead, bro.
I know. Go ahead. I'm just agreeing.
I remember putting up a post some years ago as I was getting into this relationship with God, and because I was sitting back thinking one day, and I was like, dang, I done tried everything. I done tried everything but God. And it was like, you know what? Let me try God. Let me try God and see what happens. They say you ain't gonna ever forsake or leave me. Let me try God.
That's
and when
right.
I tell you, me and God been on this journey since I looked up and said, oh, there you go. And he looked at me and said, I ain't never left.
That's it.
Amen.
I ain't never left. Man, come on now.
So with that being said, y'all,
I think you sent me pictures. I got pictures. Miss Arkansas sent me some pictures of you. I want to put together a nice thing for Mother's Day tomorrow.
Everybody been hitting me up this morning saying they've been hearing my name on the radio concerning the Mother's Day show that I will be featuring at in Little Rock at the Looney Bin on Sunday. Oh, but I'm on here with you guys, so I can't have the radio on. So I hit the man up at the radio station asking, can he send it to me or something?
Send you to drop. Congratulations. You out here boogieing.
That's it. I know that's right.
Send it to me, Ecstasy.
Yes.
Yeah, but I got you, sis. I appreciate you too.
Oh, I appreciate you too. Yeah. This has been another episode of the Vette Green Show. What y'all leaving the people with today? The show will not be on tomorrow. I have a funeral to attend tomorrow morning. So you will be seeing the second portion of the F word that is hurting many of our communities. It is a replay. You have to be subscribed to Green Lynx Media, LYNX. Make sure you go subscribe right now to Green Lynx Media so you can see the replay. I'll post the link on the page, but the Vette Green Show will not be on tomorrow. I do have a funeral to attend.
Rest in peace to the Queen.
Yeah, right. Send my love and condolences to the Hall family, which is my oldest daughter's family. Her aunt passed away last weekend, I believe.
I'm sorry to hear
that. And her son was part of the Pack crew.
Yep.
The rap group we was in back in the day. So my condolences go out to the family. A little
hook. Mine too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But I'll just say to the people that's watching or whatever and listening, be the parent. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them be the parent. You be the parent. And don't keep the fathers away from the children. You know what I'm saying? Because that plays a big part. Because sometimes the daddy can tell the kid what to do when you can't. So keep that father in the loop. I don't care if you and him don't do nothing together. Let him and that child do everything together.
That part. What about you, bro? What do you have to say? And thank you for sharing and being transparent. Both of you, thank you for sharing and being transparent today. It is always helpful for the people who are watching the live and watching the replay, because I'm sure what both of you said resonated with somebody today. So thank you both for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Y'all have y'all definitely stay positive and and make some right decisions when it comes to your mental health, because that comes first. And find ways to where you can find a way that the kids will be all right while you get yourself together, so everybody can be all right at the end of the day.
That's what's up for real.
That part. Thank you so much, babe. Teresa says, stay focused, stay mindful, and always stay real. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you, Teresa. Love.
Yes.
Everybody have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Treat
and remember,
like
it does not matter.
If you don't like it, dig it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop carrying the cross that somebody is trying to tack on your back.
Okay? Yeah, that's right.
It does not matter what people think about you. What matters is what you know about you.
I'm standing. Come on now. What they think about you is what you think about yourself.
That's right. And when you take your mental health, you know what you can deal with. You know what
guess
you can
what?
deal with. Don't let nobody
judge you. And right now on the Vette Green Show, I'm at 100.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. No doubt.
Have a great day. I have to hop off again because my
do the same.
They end up with one. Yeah, no doubt.
Come closer, closer, my love. Didn't you know that you're all I think of? Midnight in the melanin, we meet again, my beautiful friend. Oh, help me be all like you wanna see. Let me ensure my immortality. We don't have too much longer looking at the inventory. Don't make me love you more than I already do. Don't make me love you more. Well,